again from All DIY Crafts, and today we're going to look at the Cricut's Print and Cut feature using the Explorer and the Easy Press. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a design onto a black shirt and just kind of see how it looks. We are going to do a design for my son, who's a big Star Wars fan, so we're going to do BB-8. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to our design space, and then we're going to go to upload, and then we're going to upload an image, browse, and then we're going to find our design. Okay, so we want to get rid of all this space here, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to hit complex, and then we're going to do this select and erase. So we're going to erase all of that around there. We do want this little border here. It's going to go on a black shirt, so I'm actually fine with this around it. And so we'll go ahead and hit continue. Okay, and then here we'll just put BB-8 so we can find it easy for next time. And hit save. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now that this is uploaded, we're going to select it and we're going to hit insert. And here it is. Now, for print and cut, at least at the time of this recording, we can do about 9 1/4 inches by 6 3/4 inches. So I'm just going to drag this down a little bit. I don't need it to be that big, and we're testing the design, so I'm not going to go overboard on this. Just kind of want to see how it looks. And I think we'll do right about, I think we'll make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make this. So we're going to go over here and hit make it. We're not going to have to mirror anything, but we do want it to have a bleed on it. So you want to make sure that we do have that clicked, and I'll show you that in just a second. What I'm using is a special print and cut type paper. I will put the link below, and I'll show it to you in a second once we're off the screen. But I want to make sure that it fits nicely. So this represents our paper here, and this is the design in it. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And we're going to send to printer. Oops, I have to turn on my Cricut. I didn't do that. I have my printer on, but on my Cricut. One moment. Okay, so I have the Cricut on, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit send to printer. And this is where I said you want bleed on, and we only want 1 copy. Make sure you have the right printer clicked. And I used to, if you wanted to do advanced options, you can, but for this paper, and I've used a lot of paper for heat press, and I have 3 heat presses from industrial down to the Easy Press. And I used to do under preferences best, printer quality best, but I've noticed with the paper I'm currently using, it doesn't make a difference. It's actually pretty good the way it is. So I'm going to go ahead and hit send to printer again, because I don't think I completed that. And we're going to leave the bleed on. Everything's fine. And we're going to print. Okay, so I kind of wanted to show you a few things here. So it is printed, and if you look closely, you can see there's a little bleed line around there. I use a really old pad. As you can see, it still has a little bit of stick. They do have other pads from Cricut. It's a lighter stick, but I find that my older pads work really well on this paper. This is the vinyl print and cut paper. I have everything set up, and I have this set to light cardstock. Okay, so now we have it loaded and ready to go. The one thing I want to point out is your little rollers right here. If it's over the design, sometimes it will pick up the color and it'll actually take it off the vinyl. These can move. I don't know if you can see it, but these can move back and forth. I'm not going to move it now because I have it in a good spot. But I was noticing that in some of my designs, what would happen is it would take any color off, and you'd have like a little gear run strip through there. So you can move these out of the way temporarily to cut this. And actually this one could probably, I don't know if I can see it and do this at the same time. You just have to move it a little bit and it slides right back over. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit load. Okay, so now it's going to read the registration marks. Okay, and it's ready to unload. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little pick tool and I just lifted up an edge here. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time, but I'm going to just weed it out. Let me see if I can get a stand to help us. Hold on. Okay, so I have a stand to kind of help us out here. So we're going to just weed this out. Okay, and we're left with this design. You can't, I would be very careful, but the reason I like, you can see I like the black around it is so that I can just pick it up a little bit. And you want to be very careful that you do not rip this design. Okay, so this is what's going to go on the shirt, and this is why you didn't mirror it, because how you print it is actually how it's going to go onto the shirt. Okay, so let's get our shirt ready. Okay, so we have our shirt, and I'm not sure if I can put this more in focus. And I've already, what I did was, you always kind of want to get the moisture out of the shirt. The problem is with this kind of a transfer, if the shirt's still warm, this starts to peel up a little bit from the heat. So what I do is I go ahead and I pre-press it and let it cool down, because it's highly unlikely that the shirt's going to gather a whole bunch of moisture within 5 minutes of you getting the moisture out and doing a pre-press. So what I've done is, this is our design. I've peeled it off from the backing, okay, and I put it right about where I would like it onto the shirt. Now, this particular brand, I've used a lot of different brands. This one I got off of Amazon. I tried to go directly to one of the wholesalers, but it was actually more expensive from them, or I had to buy like 150 sheets, and then it would be the same price as this, which I get 10 sheets. So I'll just leave the link below, but I think if you're really going to start trying to do shirts like this, this particular brand is for dark colored shirts. It will also come with this kind of a paper. It's kind of a parchment paper. This is really important. So when you lay out down your design, put this on top, okay? And then what I do, just for extra measure, is I put my old Teflon sheet on top of that. Try not to move the design on the bottom. Underneath I have some towels, or you can use a Teflon pad, what have you. Now the other thing I wanted to point out is this can be done, it says with an iron. I've never done it with an iron, so I can't really talk to you about that. However, I have done lots of heat presses, again, with industrial down to this Easy Press. And I do really like this Easy Press because I don't have to go in the garage and turn all the machines on. It's just great. But what I would like to point out is that the instructions say 350 for heating, and I think it also had a longer time, 350 for 30 seconds. That doesn't work for these kind of, I just noticed that I do 340 and I do it for 15-second pops just to kind of see how it goes. So I have everything in place, and we'll go ahead and we're going to hold it down, and we're just going to do it for about 15 seconds, and then we'll do a little bit of a check. So again, I would do it a little bit of a lower temperature just because these don't work the first time, these papers. It's usually that your temperature is a little bit off. All right, let's see how to do it here. So we're gonna lift this up. Now this is a peel warm, so we're gonna just peek at it. All right, and so we're gonna take a look. Yes, and it looks really good. Now, one of the secrets is you want to make sure, because if you feel a ridge here, you want to hit it again, okay? You don't want to put so much heat and so much pressure on this that these colors fade. You want this to last through washes and everything. So I feel a little bit of a ridge up here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make it, it's at 340 again. I'm going to go ahead and then we're going to do it one more time for about 15 seconds. And again, all I used is my regular inkjet that we use for school projects, everything. It's a Hewitt Packard, and I'll put the link to that at the bottom. It seems to be the best printer for these type of papers and doing shirts at home. All right, we'll take a look at it. There we go. So, oh, keep that paper, by the way, because if you're going to be doing lots of shirts, you get one paper per pack of 10. Keep the paper, trust me. You'll lose another one or it'll tear something, you're gonna want it. Okay, so let's see if I can show you how the shirt came out. And there you go, BB-8. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment on another project that you would like to see. Yes, you can machine wash these. I machine wash these inside out, and they should last for a very long time. And this is Anna from All DIY Crafts, and I will see you next time.